it's easy to get like into like silly land of people being like, oh, none of the gun disarms work, none of the knife disarms work, none of the stick disarms work, which is wild for me because I've had students use all three of them in like real situations. So I've had students take guns away from people. I've had multiple students take knives away from people. I think we're up to 4 now. And one person took a bat away from somebody. So, and other than who got nicked when he was in Colombia and 2 dudes tried to rob him with a knife. And as he pushed the guy away, the guy like swung, kind of nicked him. Other than that, nobody spilled a drop of blood. So people go, it doesn't work. Well, I always answer that with like, you know, what are your options, right? If I'm ever in a situation, and here's the deal, you make this determination, not me. I can't sit here in this environment and tell you what to do if somebody sticks a gun in your face. Somebody asked me last night, actually, they said, or 2 nights ago, somebody put a gun in your face, 3 nights ago, 2 nights ago. If somebody stuck a gun in your face, what would you do? And I said, if I thought I could just give my wallet and be done with it, I'd give my wallet 100 times out of 100. Let's just assume like, you know, the person's shaking and the bullets are falling out of the gun's falling apart or something. That's the only way I know they're not gonna hurt me, right, with the gun. If that's the case, I just give my wallet and be done with it. But other than that, like, maybe my wallet's not all they want. So if I find myself in that situation, and every single one of my students who found themselves in that situation, last time he was here, we kind of talked about it in front of the class. We just kind of had a group discussion in front of the class. I said, how much more confident were you? He saw the blade, 2 dudes, they're trying to angle on him, he's stacking them, he's getting his girlfriend like out behind him. I was like, how much more confident were you that you knew the self-defense stuff? He said 100%. I said, how much self-defense knife stuff did you use to defend the knife? He said, almost none. But I had a ton of confidence and it just didn't play out that way. But it could have, right? Charge the board, please. So, a couple things. One, we grab the gun. We're gonna grab it with a dummy grip, right? If you don't know how to shoot, this is how everybody grabs a gun, right? Finger in there, just getting ready to get busy. If you know how to shoot, you're gonna shoot finger straight, like this. Neither one of those are really good for this, because my finger can get broken if the gun comes out this way. If I'm here, my knuckle can get pushed into that open space and my finger can get hyperextended. We're typically gonna grab it with a dumb grip, right? I know, if you're like, it feels weird for you, it feels weird for me too. But we're gonna grab it with a dumb grip. This is gonna be 2 hands, right? And the gun, both hands on the gun, and it pointed towards my face, right? And this matters, yeah, whichever way. And it matters whether it's at my face or at my stomach or chest, based on how my hands work. If it's low, right, I can't grab the gun and knock it up, so I'm gonna knock the gun to the side. If it's high towards my face, I'm gonna punch the gun. I'm essentially gonna try to punch him in the face. I'm just gonna pick up the gun along the way. I'm gonna do it real slow the first time, right? But all I'm gonna do is from here, I'm gonna be like, listen, dude, I don't have any problems, right? And again, this kind of the adage here is action beats reaction. So I'm gonna do it slow. I'm gonna punch my hand out. My webbing of my hand will hit the trigger guard. I'm gonna drive and penetrate the gun to at least 45 degrees, preferably more. As soon as I do that from this position, I'm stepping in and hooking over the gun and I'm clamping it to my body. From here, slowly, gently, if you feel resistance, stop. I'm gonna rip it away, right? And then when I do it from real speed, you wanna be cautious. Just let that hurt your stomach. In this position, when you're Josh, he wants to have his head tilted away a little bit because I punch pretty hard. Hey man, I don't have a problem, right? So I punch the gun, right? From here, my hand comes between, I hug the gun to my body. Grip it as tight as you can, I'm not gonna go hard. It's already falling out. It's already falling out, right? So again, index my hand on the trigger guard. Why? Because that's bad. I don't wanna give him a one-shot head start blowing a hole in my hand. So I index my hand on the trigger guard. I don't need to dip my head out of the way, right? Because I'll lose too much of my balance and my ability to move forward from here. What I don't want to let him do is this. Rip the gun backwards and yes. If you do this correctly, hands here, listen, man, I don't have any problems. Rip the gun away. It's my gun, right? If I break that 90 degree, really 45, but 90's better. If I break that angle with the muzzle from here, he's not gonna be able to rip the gun away. I've kind of denigrated his grip enough. Now, my second hand's gonna be busy because it can. Again, a lot of people, when they do this, they'll be here so everybody can see, and they'll go, don't shoot me. Now look where my hands are at. He said, put my hands up. Hey bro, I don't have any problems. My hands are up right now, and I'm in a position where I can punch, 2 hands on the gun. I missed the middle, so what do I do? Come around the outside, doesn't matter. Get 2 hands on the gun, clamp it to your body, rip it away, right? What do you do next? John Wickham, tap rack, shoot maybe 7 times. Maybe, it may not even be a real gun. If I don't know what I'm doing with this gun, and the door's there, I throw the gun that way and I run that way. Harder than that, I just didn't want to fling it too hard. There's a building, fling it up on top of the building. The cops come find it for evidence. Make sense? I don't necessarily want to be sitting there and trying to make a gun work if I'm not a gun guy. It may not even be a real gun, right? Make sense? Punch, step. The other hand comes through, clamp it to my body, move away. Go slow to kind of safety check your partner. If you feel like something's tangled up in that gun and there's some resistance, it might be their finger. Questions? Yeah, which is gross. Yeah, it'd be gross for their finger. Typically, it only happens once per partner in class. They figure it out. They get real wide real quick. Any questions? Punch, step, come through, grab. Don't grab over the muzzle. Hug it, step away, right? If they discharge the gun while you're holding the slide, what happens? It goes bang. Yeah, and a bullet comes out of the end of it. Yeah, what happens to the slide?
Cartridge stays in there.
Yeah, nothing. It now won't function. It's not going to tear your hand up. I've done it. Like I've grabbed a gun, held it like that, let guys pull the trigger, do it in class, show guys in gun classes sometimes. Doesn't do anything now. If it's their 400th round that they shot relatively fast, it'll burn your hand. 1 round's not going to burn your hand or anything like that. Questions? It's loud. Other than that, all right, let's do it.